I thought the same with Sprout taking on Vitality, so this is a fantastic opportunity for Snappi and his squad that could over there in ENCE. Now, let's take a look at ropz, who's decided, I'll take some Julies, and you know what? I'll take him down to Connector. 30 bullets of doom about to come their way.
Do we believe in the ropz dual Beretta? No is the appropriate answer. He swung and dealt with by the Glock. Now a man down, and Connector, pretty pivotal position to have lost. Rain flowing around in party is at least good to keep them out of mid for the time being.
Yeah, this is nice now. So Rain can actually pivot back and disappear. So the 1x bet onto the top of the screen, it's much even, or much more even than it has been throughout the series here. So ENCE have clawed back some respect as far as the odds go. But Rain is such a nuisance over towards A. Back over in Katowice, Dinko and I had the pleasure of casting just a masterclass of Rain up close and personal, and he's going to continue to attempt to do that here. Jumping, jostling, and looking for any information that he can find as Maden, Snappi, Spinks, and Hades want to bear down on his position. Spinks was a couple of flashbangs here. Kara going to be the first man to rotate over.
Oh, that's an unfortunate dink, and mate, yeah, you know, Rain tries to run out of there, tries to set up to play retake in a 4-on-4, ends up getting shot in the back from long, so now there is a bit of pressure to take these fights. You need to win some of them, and Brokey, even though he is good for the second. Shouldn't have been ready for Hades there, but he still flicks back and gets him. Now for Twists, 1v2, not easy, but...
Yeah, not getting a move on either, right? He's worried about players close. There's a smoke here that he can scoop up. That is nice. He can drop that on the bomb, but a 10-second defuse in front of two of them? Yeah. I don't think so.
No, this should be all well and good. Hunts down the kills, right? It's kind of the only option you have there. When you see that no one's in the site, no one's facing you, that really only leaves one place for those two players to be, and that's playing around the bomb over in toilets. So Twist attempts to deal with the first. You know, maybe if he gets it to the 1v1, there was like some trickery he could have done with the smoke. But all in all, pretty dire straits once you've lost the A-bomb site that convincingly.
Crazy Brokey gets the second there, isn't it? But here we go. Back to the scout show.
Oh, here we go.
Aim of the game for today's series, apparently. Now, let's hope that FaZe don't fall into that hole because, well, what has it been now? 10 consecutive rounds? Oh, sorry, 9 consecutive rounds that they have conceded here on the CT side. It was 8 over there on Dust 2 that they weren't able to find a single one as ENCE tallied up T-round after T-round, and well, they've grabbed the pistol here, and if they get the conversion off the back of this, it might even be a couple of more. Brokey and Karrigan combined down to 19 points. Karrigan on 16 HP is what I was saying, and Brokey's dead. So just 4 more to work through here, and look, I know the individuals are good on FaZe, but when they're going out on their lonesome and they're getting pipped off one at a time, it just looks flat. It just looks...
Lol.
Yeah. How's he... What has he done? He's just gone and deathmatched. Has he deathmatched the scout? Is that it?
Keep doing it? Like,
I don't know.
It's so consistent, and it's just the most BS situations. Like one where the scout shouldn't work, even when you're at 100 HP, let alone when you're at 60, like Karrigan is.
It's a little bit silly now, isn't it? He's just zooming around. He's always gone for the headies, old Karrigan. It's like, yeah, do that with the rifles, mate. I'm sure it'll make your life a lot easier.
Dude, they're going into him. They're going into him. How many more can he get? Surely that's it. There's no more for Carry. But there we go. Safe. Okay, that's better. Okay. That's more like it.
Now, these three are going to be holding on to what they have. I don't think the 5-7, the 2 deagles, and the armor is worth giving away. The bomb about to get planted just under that, well, 20-second mark. And we'll call this a 2-0 start for ENCE. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff for them. This is not what you want to see if you're a FaZe Clan fan. And I'm sure there's plenty of you out there. Who was that guy? Yeah, Disrespect was, do you remember him from seasons ago when we were predicting against FaZe? It was like our apology needs to be as loud as our disrespect.
The apology does need to be as loud as the disrespect, in all fairness.
Well, what about now? Does his apology need to be as loud as his disrespect?
No, because he was anonymous on the timeline, so he could just disappear into obscurity, right? Like, never to be held to that same standard again.
Just the key of the internet, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite.
But dude, I mean, you know, it's not over yet, right? Like, FaZe can still win this. It is, I will say this much, it is still concerning, like, I always think there's a certain threat that comes with the opening game that maybe like isn't apparent in the other ones, but also for a team that just came off the back of like winning a title, there might be that like element of you know, maybe you wanted to like relish in the victory a bit. There's kind of nothing wrong with that. Maybe you went into this first game going, yeah, we can probably just beat them on our own merit. And it's like, as you fall into comfortability and what you're used to doing, actually all the research the guys like Snappi will have done only becomes like more influential, right, in terms of countering what FaZe are trying to do here.
The thing is, I don't like putting all my eggs in one basket, but I think for this A defense, like Rain is going to be such a pivotal member of this because he goes forward, and this is an example here when he only has a deagle, but with the rifles, like he'll play in upper bathrooms, he'll play up around the party and playground area, like he'll go very aggressive, he'll be on his own on long, and it's the understanding for his teammates that they can get past Rain, but if they come his way, he'll be a nuisance, he's going to get a couple of kills, he's going to keep very mobile, keep very active. So, look, if Rain is not having a great time or he's being zoned out, right? There's a difference between not having a good game and the other team is countering you using extra flashes, lots of mollies, your safe zones. They're really forcing you to feel a little bit awkward. This is looking very good for an A finish right now as Diha doing his best to avoid the deagle bullet. He goes down, but they are into A.
Yeah, that bomb not spotted yet. And they have at least dealt with like the lurking component. This is starting to get a little bit weird, especially with Rain disappearing back in the toilets. Don't tell me this is about to be a FaZe round. Rain with the big wrap, and this is lovely out of him. They were not ready for him to be at long. Hades should be dead on the swing, but he holds the line for the first.
Planted for Snappi.
Oh dear, Snapster.
It's not planned for him at all.
No, and well, he's running in. Maybe if he kills him very quickly, he can get there in time, but they're still sticking it.
Oh my God.
The bomb, and there it is, Snappi with the clutch.
Oh, how? They all just fed themselves. They didn't need to swing so wide.
Yeah,
right? They didn't need to swing so wide.
Right? They could have just sat in sight, watched Carrigan.
They could have jumped up on the dice box.
Yeah, there were definitely other ways that could have gone. Maybe you're believing you've won the round before you've won the round.
Like look, the swing. Okay, Brokey's just trying to stall him out. Think, boys, you just left the boss man with not many options, lads. Oh, ay caramba. Okay, well, can they buck this trend? 11 T rounds in a row for ENCE now.
Dude, rounds like that are going to get to you a little as well.
I'm tilted.
You know?
I'm not even in the server.
Yeah, because like, if we know how winnable that was, they really know how winnable that was.
The defuse was miles away either. I know he had a 10-seconder, but he was already well and truly over halfway. Boys. All right, well, can they bounce back? Look at this, slinking forward here in a bit of a Wolfpack type motion as Snappi, Maden, Hades not too far behind Spinks here too. They are trying to either circumvent Rain or find him. One of the two is about to happen. Oh, they're so prepared for all these cheeky corners here. Look at him playing the fade of the smoke.
Dude, that's really nasty. Like, waiting in the smoke fade with two players and both of them holding both extremities either side of the toilets. Like, that's actually really nice. You wouldn't have been ready for that if you're FaZe. Maybe it's a good thing they didn't learn about it. Flash over on the short side, sets up Rain for the first, and now Brokey's having to kind of taper off. Knows he's running a bit of a risk trying to get back, but he does just skirt on by. And now he's got ropz helping him out on the long side. They need to kind of work in tandem here. Trade these peaks. Now that their attention is on ropz, you're hoping that Brokey could have held the line. It takes ropz stepping up to do it, but he's still keeping FaZe in an all right spot. A 2v2 retake, lengthy con rotation for Twist. So Carrigan gonna have to be pretty slow on this, and luckily enough, there are kits retrievable.
Yeah, that's very fortunate here. Still need to find these kills though, don't they? Well, there's one.
Now only Spinks, right? All the way back at the long side. Not another clutch. Out with the swing. Deals with the first man, and it's so close. In the end, FaZe will emerge with the victory. Only Carrigan surviving, though. And there can be another reinvestment looming for ENCE, right? A chance to punish, a chance to wreck FaZe's money early on. That could actually set up ENCE quite nicely to take control of this first half.
Yeah, finally bucking that trend though, right? That's the first CT round FaZe have had in a half and a bit. That just sounds miserable, doesn't it? So good to see them get on the board here. Guns dropped across, purchases coming on through. Twist is the only real emission in the buy department, down to a FAMUS. Broki's fortunate that Carrigan's been able to get him the AWP, and they're actually going to for a 4-man B lane with Broki's AWP. I was going to say the only forward piece, but he's just merely gone to throw a smoke. Oh, triple boost early. This is very curious here. It should be good for one and done, right? They just get the opening kill and can get away.
Do we think Spinks checks it?
There's no way.
Is he mad enough?
They should flash though, right? There should be a flash here.
That's true. There's a lot of people who could throw it, but right now no one's holding a flashbang. I'm assuming it was going to be Hades, but they're peeking it dry. Oh, God. ropz. There's one, not the double. Maden will trade at least, and you've seen the triple boost now. You know that likely means that Sight didn't have anybody in it. And there was a moment where they wanted to try and just explode up the short side.
Rotation. Everybody from FaZe immediately responded straight to B off of that, and you were bang on. Like that space that they were trying to take, well, FaZe responded as if it was coming. It's been slowed, but the second wave, here it is.
Out again, right? Second go at it. Twist is ready for the boost. All right, lad, he's dealt with that component. But are they ready for Snappi, who's walked all the way through Monster, deeper than they were ready for?
Snappi.
And he controls the spray. Broky now has to plug holes. Ooh, can't get out of there. Snappi's found a third. This Galil's doing it all. And it's left to rain. 1v2. Drops out of heaven. They haven't seen him yet. Could even try to stop this bomb plant, but Snappi swings out. It's a double peak. D is there to trade it. And ENCE are on to a 4th round. Snappi the hero.
He's having a banger. He's having a banger. The clutch, right? It was just to get the pistols, but this one here is massive from him. And the fact that they get one there, they try and scale into the site. We spoke about it. But this is huge from Snappi. Just the unknown element here. One, and the spray transfer with the Galil. We saw it from Alex, the in-game leader the other day of Fnatic on Vertigo. He had a bang around with, well, Galil spray transfer. And then the third, like Broky caught in no man's land. What a shot from Snappi there, feeling himself. And yeah, I'd be pumped about that one. Huge round from Snappi. This is actual trouble now for FaZe in a big way. You prefaced it. They're kind of screwed as far as the buy goes now. Next round, sure, 2,900. We'll see the guns come back on out. But it's going to be down 5-1.
Yeah, I mean,
4-round hole on the CT side.
That's already a pretty decent T side, right? And I like this.
I don't see this often.
Bit of a D had checked it. D was like hard looking at it. You can hear the jump up even if you do it silent, quote unquote. So maybe there was something given over there. And now they've gotten into the A site. Any danger that maybe the scout, lulled you into believing it could represent? Not going to happen. Carrigan was all the way down at B. Not long for this world.
Yeah, do they give it a crack here? I guess you may as well. Scout, Galil, Deagle, the buy, as I mentioned, will come into the next round of play. ropz is not considering it whatsoever. He's just tucked tail back over towards T-spawn, so maybe it is just the save, or Twist and Carrigan seeing if they can walk away with anything better than they're currently equipped, but ENCE are handling this, and convincingly handling this. When Snappi is pulling off rounds like that, that's when you know that FaZe are really having a rough go of things, because Snappi's feeling himself, right? He has a very good understanding of how to whittle down these weaknesses. Nice shot there from Twist on the way out the door. Bomb will go off. He'll detonate with the bomb. ropz the only one to stay alive here for FaZe. But now that 4-1 is 5-1. And this would be a great time to just do something like, I don't know, like a B-ish? B-esque. But we got there eventually.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten yet, sorry, Harry. I'm running a bit low on energy.
They got halloumi over in the canteen.
Yeah, it's coming next.
Get in on that,
it's coming next. I want to get some food in me. But yeah, a B-esque or B-ish or just B. Just go B. You got the Mac 10 in Diha's hands. Give him a bit of pace. Put a bit of top spin on this one. Where's Diha's spawn as well? Let's take a little bit of a gander there. Well, it's the best spawn of the bunch, right? It is Overpass. It doesn't play as much of a factor on a map like Dust 2 here, but it was in the hands of Spinks and it's been dropped to Diha, so that is a note here. So we'll see where he decides to take this. But this would be a perfect and a bit of a classic Snappi pace change if they do throw something quick their way. Down towards Connector. Okay, that ain't bad. Can shred through the lack of head armor here. But they are just default spreading, so it was a pace change, but just a little bit more standard across the board here. Here comes Broky.
Yeah, Broky needs to win this, man. Just for, like, the kind of mental of the head-to-head. Like, there's no worse feeling than taking the most important, big-ticket item down into the connector and then getting Mac 10 rushed.
That's the thing as well, that the movement that Diha is going to employ here is going to be a little bit different to if he had an AK. So Brokey might get a rude shock. Bit of a shock to the system, as it were. They are gathering back towards B now, so they've done enough in terms of their default spread. Here he comes. Oh, all right. Well,
looks it slow. Okay. That's good for Brokey, though. Able to get out of there as well, and now they're sat comfortably in a 5-on-4. I wouldn't mind seeing ropz make a move here, especially as Rain is cleared out long. You know they're not con either, and so very, very quickly you start to piece together where they are based on where they aren't. Carrigan holding for this short swing, and Spinks is going to open up. Still only one man in the B site itself, and that rotation just getting here in the nick of time. ropz down into the water, is getting wrapped. Snappi nests him in the head-to-head, and Brokey wants to trade this. He wants to trade it, and so he will. Bringing into action. Brokey's had enough. Up and over, looking for Hades. Oh, missed shot. USP's gonna close, but it's not comfortable. Again, it's such a close round. Finally, FaZe are able to hold on to something. But considering how that all started, the info that they had, kind of amazed that you're even getting it to that closer margin.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment in a big way. The 2 rounds that FaZe have won now, only one player survived in both of them, and that player has made sure to retain the AWP both times. So at least that is a consolation here. But as far as the game goes right now, ENCE are doing a great job of turning the screws. They will have to do it again on a lighter scenario. Spinks into a Mac 10 and a Tech 9 for that of Maden. AWP for Hades and AKs for the other 2. So both teams with a bit of a broken buy in this one. Carrigan onto an MP9. And Brokey's going back down to connector again. Is he going to be a bit more sassy about things? Wider swing. Deep Molotov to clear off towards the toolbox side. But he's going to back on out. And Carrigan is feeling himself here. You can see him starting to get aggressive. Is he going to clear his corners? Carrigan pushing into sewer. We'll have to clear this. It's SMG versus SMG, and, well, the Mac 10 reigns supreme today. They're allowing ropz to be that third element at A. Like Carrigan, when it was Olof in the team, I think Carrigan was doing more of the rotating roles. But if you know that or if you feel it's going to be an A play and they're going to try and isolate Rain, putting ropz over there to B with Rain, it is a great decision. But it makes this B bomb site much more susceptible. Now it's Twist's turn to defend. They are going back towards B, right? You know Carrigan's a B defender, so it makes a lot of sense here. If they do a good execute, Brokey's ult might even be negated here.
Yeah, that's one of the big scary parts, right? Is that very, very quickly this can become a Twist sight hold where he has to do it all. Luckily enough, Brokey's sight lines are still open, and he's still given a chance to play into this with the orb, having to take some uncomfortable angles though to make it work. And they do get that bomb into the site. Double con rotate for these 2A players. Brokey's already going heaven-bound, and now that you've lost ropz, or Rain rather, on that peak, you are saving. You're not going for this one, FaZe Clan.
Yeah, definitely so, right? Definitely so. This is... I feel like like if you can't string consecutive CT-sided rounds together here, even if it's against a lower buy like that, they're in so much trouble. Carrigan gave up the opening there. Tradability was not in play. Twist was overwhelmed by 3 players at once. They used their smokes to isolate any line of sight that Brokey could have, removing him from the play. They walk away with, you know, the rifles that they walked in with, but remember they had a couple of lighter buys. Remember, there was a Tech 9, there was a Mac 10, and they somehow able to convert this one. So really, really good stuff from ENCE. Yeah, call me impressed.
Dude, I mean, Snappi's always someone where, like, in the games where he himself is looking really good, I feel like that only reflects positively in, like, the cooling department, right? Because he still doesn't become, like, hyper selfish. It's just, like, he's able to be in kind of... Some of these may be more info-prone, like, swing positions as well. I don't remember what game it was exactly, but I do remember Snappi dropping, like, 30 on a nuke that one time.
And, Mirage as well.
Yeah, you know, he does just occasionally have these moments, and he gets really hard to deal with. You know, on the flip side, if you want to look at IGLs, Carrigan had a very, very rough time on Dust 2, and hasn't really picked up here. Oh, Brokey, it was a nice try, right? He dropped the bomb, but should be...
He's got Hades for free here. Oh, Hades spotted him.
Oh, the little jump jiggle. Hades didn't believe it. Never believes Maden. Man's like, don't worry, mate, I'm all the way up. Hades says, nah.
Wait, Carrigan here could cut this off. If Carrigan takes down Diha here, if he doesn't over-push the Markwex...
Wait.
The flank on flank on flank.
Coming down lower into B. They weren't ready for ropz there. I don't know. It looked like FaZe were like almost posturing to get the rifle out of the A site. And now ropz has realized, hang on, I could win the whole damn thing right now. Tucked in behind pillar. Has support. Twist is here to lend a helping hand and just draw the attention away. That's when ropz swings. And now just the AWP left to beat. The one that got away from Rain in the toilets closes the round, and Hades keeps ENCE looking pretty on the T side.
Bang, the deagle. Up close and personal from Hades there. The 2 kills he got, the one on Rain, you thought he was dead to rights. This is Brokey with nobody covering his back. And then the final shot, yeah, so he just must have caught a glimpse of him there, old Hades, on the way on through. You mentioning ropz is, well, thinking to save. Well, he ends up in a great position. Has to bait out twists here, but can't get it done. And that final deagle kill was what it was all about. But guns are back, Brokey's AWP. 7-2, mind you. You've got to be sweating right now if you're FaZe. Sure, you can still walk away by winning out the half, but it needs to start now. I'm taking a quick look at the kill distribution. 10 for ropz, 8 for Brokey. The next closest is 5 on Rain. 4 for Carrigan, and Twist, well, he's found himself on this B bomb site. Sometimes when he's lonesome, getting overwhelmed, he's only got 3. So I wouldn't say there's any wrongdoing of his own, Twist. He's not like he's giving away the opening kills. He's the guy getting isolated, right? And that's where the context of stats is really important. All you armchair analysts at home will just look at the numbers. Well, it's the context of how those numbers happen. Snappi with 13, 7 for Hades, 6 for Spinks, and 5 apiece for Maden and D-Hut. There's Brokey finding one. He's being very active with his AWP still. So many 3-man leans towards A, though. ropz has found himself over towards A. It feels like more often than he's found himself at B.
Yeah, I mean, they had employed a quad B play early on the CT side, right? And I guess on the back of not seeing anything, they've kind of lent back into this triple A side lean. But this right now runs the risk of having that B side become a problem again later in the round. It's just, you know, do ENCE do the appropriate kind of dance before they make this site hit happen? Or do they just commit to A on the numbers alone? The fact that they've got 3 here. It looks like it is the A commitment. So at least, you know, FaZe hold their ground. If they stick to their gut feeling, they're going to be in the right place. That's a double over in the toilets. Hades with the AWP. Ooh, isn't able to get that trade. And that's a lovely little sequence out of Rain there, right? Just turning on a dime, up close at toilets, nails 3. And delivers around to FaZe.
Okay, well, it has to start now because so far the rounds have not been consecutive. It's like ENCE have let you win one just to punish you after. So avoid the punishment. That's the first round as well that they've won where they've managed, well, multiple bodies staying alive. So this is a good change for FaZe. It was odd saying that, but flash forward, enabled. And able to close this one down. Money. Wow, it's up against the ropz for ENCE. There's 1 AK in play, 3 Tech 9s, and a Mac 10. So if they can make it work like this, dear, you're going to have to ask some questions about what's going on at FaZe. There's no way that they should be walking away with a round like this. Setting up towards B. 3 players ready to receive. Carrigan, Twist, and Brokey playing the pillar. They have multiple smokes, 4 of which they can smoke mid-site, heaven. They can do the smokes over towards graffiti. Or they could just walk in. That works too.
Oh, the timing on that flash pull. He's not been punished for it. And in fact, Brokey still delivers. Okay, you know, I'm not worried for Brokey. It's all well and good. As long as he's in the right place, I feel like FaZe rounds can come in, and he demonstrates that nicely. You know, I think it is nice to have a Brokey, right? Someone who kind of, in terms of emotions, this guy's like never super hyped, but also never really in his own head as a result. Like he very much doesn't give in to the emotional side of Counter-Strike. And while everyone else on FaZe occasionally, in some of these rounds have been going for like very respectful approaches, you know, we don't really have any of that like mid-aggression. We don't have Rain taking party anymore. The one consistency in terms of players dueling first has been Brokey trying to find impact with the AWP, right?
They kept all 5 alive as well, right? And here he goes again. So this is one of the times, Harry, where, let's say we were playing together, I would say to you boys to not do this, but it seems to be working. So this is all right. They're going to just farm up some Glock kills. Rokey's P250 comes out, and we'll finish things off with the big green. So there's the confidence. It's still raining through and spamming the body. Brokey's letting him know he ain't happy with how things have been trending. And he looks like he's a keyboard on stand man. Are you a keyboard on stand man? No, you're not. You have a very... your setup is very wide.
Yeah, I mean, because I use like the yoga mat mouse pad, you know, like the really big one, and that kind of helps keep things level. I like to keep it all very horizontal or flat.
Yep.
So maybe not horizontal.
Linear.
Linear, that's the word I'm looking for. All about straight edges. Maden out into mid. Oh, nails Rain, who's attempting to get stuck in over in the over at Fountain, trying to beat the.
They're committed here, FaZe. FaZe are committed to this.
They're stuck fighting. ropz and ropz. They've got to be clean. They're worried about Con. They're worried about Party. That's the bomb now spotted. When you see ropz out on an island, you want to try and capitalize. You want to try and deal with him. He's dropped this smoke, gives himself an avenue to get out. But guess what? He's going back in for more. Not once, not twice, but 3 times over. He's played around this mid-peak. He is scratching his head. Where has ropz gotten to? They don't know. The AWP was here the whole damn time. And ropz, has he done enough? Has he set FaZe up to win this round? It's a 2-on-2. All thanks to his heroics. They're not ready for the toilets push. Twist hit that timing to get in between Hades. And I mean, it should be come across. He could be in the A site. You're not really believing it if you're Carrigan. And so that kills free. It's a 1v1. In spite of all that AWP work done in mid, it could still be an ENCE round. Oh, tiny angle. The zoom's going to help him. 30 seconds. Time is becoming a bit of a problem. He's got the bomb. Making footsteps. Twist knows. Hades aware he could be close, but isn't able to win the fight. And so in the end, Twists and ropz do deliver a 6th round to FaZe.
Hard fought there and awkward, made awkward by the creek, right? How often are you going to see a player being able to grab a line like that without the AWP? So Hades gives it a crack. He gives it a good attempt right there, but broken towards the tail end of the game. Max loss bonus in the next. It's a chance for FaZe to tie things up, and I didn't think I'd be saying that a few rounds earlier. So we were having a discussion last night about who would you say has been the best player of 2022 so far.
Ooh.
Simple hasn't been on form. Nico hasn't been on form. ZywOo hasn't been on form. Like, they've had good games, definitely. There's no doubt about that. But like the consistency and the high level, consistently, it hasn't been there. And ropz was one of the names that quite truly rose towards the top of the list.
Yeah, which is kind of wild to think about. Like, everyone's always known ropz as like a very, very solid AWPer, someone who can win you clutches. But I don't think anyone was looking at it going, yeah, like he's like best in the year so far. But that is kind of where he's finding himself. For me, it's either him or maybe Hunter.
Okay.
Someone else. I'm kind of, because I think, you know, we've seen him have step-up moments, admittedly. Some quiet ones in there as well. Not the same for ropz. So I wouldn't put him above ropz, if I'm honest, but yeah, maybe like top 3.
I want to make sure I get out ahead of this as well. People are like, well, what are you talking about? You know, it's like to the superstar level of the Simples, of the ZywOos, of the Nikos, right? Nico definitely has had a bit of a red patch recently, right? Like there's been some games where he just hasn't been able to get a lot out of himself, whether that's his own fault or not, right? Obviously the Alexi B situation. We'll know the scenario around Simple. And ZywOo had a pretty quiet Katowice, right? And that's the language barrier. But ropz won the biggest MVP of the year so far.
Hello, Maden. Hello, baby. He might have just hit this timing. ropz might be pretty good, but you can't beat that. Just shot in the back of the head, and a route opened into this A-bomb site. Rain, with every bone in his body, would love to be able to offer up some more resistance, would want to come through this. The only downside is he gets hit. He literally headers the nade. And Diha, hearing it, seeing it, knowing he was there, is good to deliver this round. It should be ENCE locking in the half twists. You know, he's had a bit of a rough go at things down towards that B site, often left alone. At the end of round 15 is no exception. 8-7, the ENCE squad lead the charge, albeit barely. Can ropz offer up heroics to save FaZe's bacon, or are ENCE going to run away with this one? Things are really heating up here in this opening series between ENCE and ropz. He's doing everything he can to keep them under wraps, but maybe it's not enough. Maybe 5 fighting as 1 is better than 1 fighting for 5. I'm kind of overdoing it with the ropz praise, but man, so many of these rounds really did come down to him having some big multi-kill sequence with the AWP.
Yeah, we can back it up, right? He has 9 kills more than the next closest teammate in the server right now. Multi-kills, he's had 6 of which, and he's 5-1 in terms of opening duels. So sure, it has been the ropz show in a big way. He's the one that helped propel FaZe to a respectable first half, or the closest thing to. 1xBet now favoring ENCE. Let's see. Can they hit FaZe at the post here?
Oh, see, Snappi's in con with the dualies. ropz literally began the game in this position with the exact same guns. Is Snappi gonna fare any better? They're up and past him in mid. It's a bit of a shame, you know, this would have been the ideal timing, and now dead to party. ropz's revenge. There it is. Dualies in con, I've seen that. I came up with it, mate. ropz has bested him in the head-to-head, and now they accelerate the pace into the A play. FaZe, that is a team flash right there, and it does slow down the push. They get out the long side, it twists opening, good for a double. Has made this round look more than doable.
Yeah, D-Hart 1-on-4 has to brute force through the smoke or the bank. He's gonna go for the bank option, and well, there's the first, so just 3 more now. Bomb planted, 40 seconds thrust onto the clock, and he would need to do something miraculous.
This would have to be, like, I don't know, just a feat of engineering for him to even come up with a way to isolate these fights, to just not get triple swung. It's going to take something miraculous. And, you know, Diha can give us miracles, sure, but this shouldn't be one of them. Oh my God.
Cheeky, very cheeky.
He was close, right? He had the read. Unfortunately, Carrigan's also literate as hell and runs him down. There's ropz alongside him to seal the deal on the pistol. And FaZe now maybe wiping a little bit of sweat off. It's like, okay, there's the start we needed.
It's entertaining what they're giving us, right? You know, we're all starting to believe now in the ENCE underdog story, coming up against FaZe, just winning the IEM Katowice trophy. ENCE on the dark horse conversation time and time again, and now ENCE, well, in a position to get it done. They've picked up a scout of their own, Hades. We've seen some great scout work today, my friend. ZywOo and Carrigan are probably leading the charge in that regard. Let's see what Hades can do. Flashed off the line, is already corralled back, has Spinks alongside for the ride. D-Hart, Snappi, and Maden currently reside over towards the B-bomb site. And just a default spread coming on through. Smoke limped forward to make up for the lack of the door.
I mean, dude, the blowing off the door meta is so strong, isn't it? Like, the fact that you're even having to pull a smoke out of tees there to get them up connector is...
Which is temporary.
Yeah, super valuable. Wild. And it's like, also, now they've just willingly gone, we don't know what's happening at short. Like, you can take it. And that's exactly what Snappi's done.
Oh. Fortunate ropz got past there. You can see Snappi wasn't holding the deep line. Oh, he's been spammed on through. I think they know where you are, Snappi.
Oh dear, yeah, they run him down. He was on a timer in a very big way. Once you hear the shots connecting, you know you're kind of screwed there. You've also got this this deep CT smoke lobbed over for FaZe, going to give them a lot of real estate in towards B.
That's quite something quite simple, actually, what Carrigan just did for a lot of people at home to maybe consider doing, right? If you know that you're running into the B side and you have a good... If you kill aggressive players, sewers or whatever, and it's likely to rotation, you saw here, he just stopped the sandbag, he jumped to make sure he was lining the molly up correctly, and then just lobbed one over the roof to land over towards CT so they can't just scrim out as he takes the fight. It's really simple. Doesn't need to be a set piece of utility, just understanding what's around you, right? Using the buildings, understanding all the good stuff that Counter-Strike has to offer. They've taken the lead. Would you bloody believe it?
I mean, dude, considering how this started, like...
Yeah.
You know, because I think, well, at least this applies to me, I'm still under this, like, disillusion that, you know, ENCE, oh, it's only a matter of time till they get it all back in the bag. Like, I am very much romanced by that. I think it was it a 7-2 start for them? Yeah.
7-2 and they ended, right, 8-7. So that tells you how good FaZe did to come back into things. But a 7-2 scoreline with a pistol conversion, not letting them string consecutive gun rounds together, that was a really, really good start. You just have to hope that they don't feel they let a bit of air out of the balloon, because you know that it's a really good first half on a map like Overpass. Actually, it's a great first half on a map like Overpass. You just need to do the mandatory things now to get it done. And that's why I don't hate the fact they just saved there. It's like, okay, give ourselves as many rounds as possible to be threatening. The pressure's on FaZe. They're on the T side. They're the ones that now have to start dictating the tone, which is, well, quite the opposite of what's happening right now. Twist runs in. There's one. And done. Okay, well...
Oh, okay. Rain at least checks con for the double setup. I like that. You know, it would have been very easy to just assume that after you've dealt with that first point, man, it's all well and good. And he's here to close the round. 3 for Rain. Delivers, puts double digits on the board for FaZe. And they're looking to try and put all the naysayers to rest right now. Everyone who was jumping on, you know, oh, FaZe clan, laugh thread. Get that up. Right, this one's for them.
Oh dear. Yeah, people are quick to jump to conclusions, but it's fun, right? They got something to do. They have to type. They've got to express it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
the world's got to know, Harry. The world's got to know.
I kind of love it.
The world doesn't have to know, guys.
Nothing like extrapolating an entire player's career over one map.
Boiling it down to 30 rounds of Counter-Strike.
That's it. JKS should just be in instead of Carrigan, I think.
Guys, he's gone back to Australia. He ain't anywhere near the server.
Oh, that's a filthy nade. That's a lot of damage on this B-pop, and there's even more util raining over. Don't know how Maden survived. I'm just going to throw that one out there. He was mollied, he was flashed, and it might end up being a clean round for ENCE. How have they done this? All right, ropz, bud. 1v4. Go on, then. What have you got for us?
This is a ropz special, right? I know it doesn't look like it right now, but you'll see. It's a ropz special. It's one of the things he likes to do best. He'll be given an opportunity. Someone will overpeak somewhere. The most likely situation, guys, is ropz is probably just going to save the AK-47, but let's try and believe. I don't know what that was, but it's a message delivered to you from the gods. But, yeah, ropz is hoping an unforced error comes his way.
I felt you trying to bring it into existence, right?
Yeah, you have to believe a little bit, or what's the point?
Hello? Oh. Oh, that was nice. And he got the AWP. All right. You know, props for the P250 flick to the short side. That was... I think it's pretty obvious, not an easy shot to hit. I think that's safe to say. Also, how did this happen?
Yeah, he's blind as well here, right? And he was just spamming away. So I think all the utility in response towards Monster just kept them at bay, because it was just an arsenal of weaponry getting dumped down there as they were getting pushed. But both teams have been able to manufacture a good-looking buy. Brokey with the AWP, but Hades without. That is the biggest difference right here, right now. They've gone for the extinguish. There's a nice little smoke out of spawn there over towards the door, and that's good. I first remember seeing that back in like Godsent with Pronax, and they would do this even with Schneider too. They would do a set smoke that would land at the door like this for the T's, because that's when having 2 players in the connector was part of the CT meta, doing that boost a lot. You do that smoke, you'd be able to go quite quickly. You'd be able to do quite a nice B split, I believe it was. That's taking you back down memory lane. It's good how we see all the executes coming back in and different pieces of utility used over time, but still just maintaining the slightest of leads are FaZe, combing out across the map. Twists, Brokey working on long control. You see the flashes over the top. They're just going to peer out. No run boost. Able to do it with the util. Spinks in upper bathrooms. It's going to get a little bit more difficult for him, and that's why Hades is starting to join him now.
Yeah, Hades can swing and punish this, right? So Spinks, if he's good, to even slow them, slowing them would have been great. Instead, Hades, when he tries to trade, actually makes matters worse. Brokey was ready for that exact contingency. The timing on that, man, maybe like a second's difference, and it's a different story at long. Instead, FaZe have got this double opener. D has got 5 bullets, and he's making each and every one of them count. With support from Maden and Bank, it's not done yet. And still fighting for this one. They've dropped the bomb. That is a solo swing out of ropz that Carrigan cannot trade. And Maden essentially 1v2s him there inside of the A site.
Massive from Diha. You said he had 5 bullets left for that final kill that he made and then was pulling to the USP, but he did more than enough. You could see all of the utility coming over, how much pressure he was under. So 2 kills is great here. And this is how it started. It's a 5-on-3 situation for FaZe. A 5-on-3. They've just dropped the ball in this one right here, so huge from ENCE, and a pivotal round within this game. Down to pistols now. ENCE can grab back this lead. They can start running away with things here, and they're on the CT side, the easier of the two, at least statistically speaking.
Oh.
Was that the sound of someone getting Zeused?
No.
No?
No. That's more like, ah! You know, it's like got like the high pitch ring to it. Look, man, the Eagles have actually opened. I don't know, these rounds are always like deceptively more threatening than they have any right to be. Like a FaZe clan, when they play like they have nothing to lose. I mean, just ask G2, it's scary.
Well, this right here is the push that could seal the deal, because if Spinks goes around the back, he could take out Brokey, but if he goes to clear B, he's only going to find ropz, right? So right now, all the pressure is on Hades on top of A side. This is great that Spinks is getting information, and it might allow maden to start floating over towards A, so that's a positive as far as the rotation is concerned. It's only a matter of time until ropz is dead. Oh, actually, well, yeah, he died, but he made it on through the monster. Now it needs to be hightailing over towards this A site, but this should be handled. This will be handled. It's a Chad Virtual guarantee.
All right, let's see. A man of his word is Chad Virtual. Hades trying to make it happen, and it will get dealt with. You were bang on. Everybody falls. A little bit of chip damage done here and there, but still 3 standing at the end of it. And ENCE are back into the lead. FaZe, they need to find some success soon, or else they're in danger of having this steamroll out of control in the second half.
Yeah, that's
snowball, I guess.
3 consecutive rounds right now. Yeah, and all of them were relatively threatening. What do you prefer, a snowball or a steam train?
Steam train. They're very different. I like trains.
Okay, you like trains. Harry 2022.
That's like a low-key ASDF movie reference, which is a super old meme.
What's ASDF?
It was just like these little animations that were funny years ago when when I was a child.
All right, fair enough.
Any children? Here we go. Hades in the toilet. Ready to put a stop to the mid-walk. They were boosting for him. Good thing he gets out of there. Okay, Spinks, I see ya. So does ropz, and that's not gone well for him in con. Just wanted the AK, wanted to feel like he was making progress.
This is a push on B right now from maden. He's going to have a head-to-head with ropz any second. That's if Hades doesn't find a kill first. So awkward fights across the map here. Oh, just the head spotted. Huge from maden, and so much information.
It also just forces FaZe's hand. Like, you know, you've lost the B control now. You don't really have any other choice but to follow through at A. It's the only map control you've got. So Carrigan's going to lead the charge. He's got the rest of the boys in behind him. Only Diha in the site, but rest assured that AWP on Hades is able to come back out of the toilets and offer a bit of a helping hand here. He's very wide on the angle. There was no option to get out. So Twist gets the double opener to get them into A, to give them a 2v2.
Oh, if maden goes down, that's the round. Snappi's coming from bathrooms here. They need to deal with maden. That's the only pressure point. Look where the bomb was planted.
Oh, they actually turn back. They flush out the toilets player. And now maden's left scratching his head. This wasn't what he expected. Smoke now fading. They're both having to play in the site because of the plant. They can't go back. They can't play a post-plant. And so that's going to give maden fights. There's the swing, and he almost nails it. But Carrigan is good to hold his own in the 1v1 and find 11 for FaZe. They break this 3-round streak. But once again, you know, similar kind of overtones to Dust in that it is by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, and I would love to see ENCE go for a buy here, right? The money for FaZe is really not settled. It's limp, right? Because only one player survives. So yeah, one gun gets dropped, some Galils get bought, util not perfect. And on the other side, ENCE's buy, well, it's not perfect either, but at least they've got 2 M4s, a FAMAS, and an MP9 to try and contest against this. Who's going to step up in a big way here? Because it has to be an individual to crack this one open. Snappi leading the charge with 18, 15 for maden, 14 for Hades, and 12 for Diha with Spinks bringing up the rear on 11. And that was an important one-on-one for Carrigan to win out there. He only has 6 kills, but that's an impact round that he's just won. And if they're able to pick this one up, it maybe has the impact to spur FaZe forward to a victory. But this is it, right? This group, every game is important. It's a hard group. I would consider this the group of death. A loss to ENCE, or a loss to FaZe if you're an ENCE fan, that could be troublesome as far as getting a top 3 placing in Group B goes.
very quiet round. ENCE really haven't tried to, you know, push the issue too heavily, but now they're about to. Over at short, they go in. Carrigan, double opener. After winning his 1v1, he's now opened up another round. He's trying to deliver as we get deeper into this. And that's going to put FaZe up onto 12. ENCE, they had a chance to capitalize on the damage done in the round prior. That has now eluded them. This is a flawless round for FaZe. Money's going to start to, you know, get put in place for this T side. And so, you know, Carrigan having a bit of a redemption arc here towards the end of the series.
We can do a little bit of foreshadowing here as well, right? Because those of you who aren't maybe Counter-Strike hardcores, you don't know that the lost bonus situation is going to play in huge. So these rifles have to be saved, but the players who are going to be coming in next, Snappi, Maden, and Diha, can't really choose to invest in too much, right? So that means that the likely scoreline is going to be 13 to 11 before we see the rifles come out. And then at that point, if ENCE lose another gun round and don't save, we might be looking at 15 for FaZe before we get out really a juicy buy to contest with. So it is going to be a drama-filled next few.
Yeah, and you know, to kind of go in tandem with that, like across all of these maps, one consistency for ENCE is that they've been able to win man disadvantage rounds, be that in a retake or on the T side, right? Like both scenarios, they've had a pretty good success rate in all things considered. You're going to be a lot less likely to go for them with your money on the line, right? If you're in like a 2-on-3 retake at the B site, you probably just write that off in the future now because of where your money's at.
Well, all you have to do if you're FaZe is avoid the M4s, right?
Sounds easy.
Yeah.
There's only 2 of them.
And we can see where he is. He's pushed very far forward for info. And the other one of Hades is over towards B. So as long as you can avoid these 2 individuals, you're kind of set. The worst thing that could happen is Spinks gets a kill and a gun gets scooped up. But at that point, now I'm starting to call this the round.
Yeah, it should all be fine, right? It should just fall into place. Especially, you know, it wouldn't even really be like the end of the world here to make contact with this M4 at B. Now you know it's here. You know that you're actually going right into it. And FaZe, they might even just follow through on this original plan, which was to go B. Yeah, they've swept over that last remaining M4. So they're both taken out of the round. Snappi's gonna fall, and there we go. FaZe are up to 13. It's another flawless round as well. That's now back-to-back 5 alive rounds for FaZe Clan. Gonna give them a lot more staying power, especially when compared to that whole foreshadowing you gave of where ENCE's minds and money are at.
Now, we want to involve all of you viewers at home in lovely Twitch chat. Remember, earlier we did a little bit of a send your vote in. Call on in on the phone lines. Now, let's go with the number 1 if you think that FaZe are going to convert in regulation. Let's go with the number 2 if you think the game will be headed for overtime. Let's go for number 3 if you think ENCE can bring this back and close it out within the 30 rounds allotted. I'll be keeping my eye on the whole call lines. Phones will be ringing off the clock. We have multiple people to answer any questions you may have. Rushley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is standing by at any time of the day, quite literally on call for any of you. He's a man of the people, old Rushley. Not with us right now. We have Bastion on the 1s, 2s, and 3s. But here we go. This is it. This is the most important round right now for ENCE if they want to continue in this game.
Not a kit in sight either. That's a little worrisome if this comes down to a retake. You know, I have to wait and see if that plays into it. Right now, FaZe, they've gone very lax in middle, and Spinks has taken all of this space. It's nice real estate to have. It's kind of shaping up where this was looking to go out of the gate. Carrigan could disrupt this flow by getting out of con. However, he doesn't catch them leaving, and instead, Hades is actually going to double back and deal with this component. Spinks is still pushed in mid, and Carrigan out on an island is going to get dealt with. Spinks even activates on the flank. I think that's kind of ballsy. He goes all the way in. Not scared of the idea of going into the Lion's Den. He wrestles with them. And it's all left on to just 2 for FaZe in like the opening 40 seconds of the round.
Would you ever wrestle a lion?
Not a lion. I do think they win on just raw power.
Oh, yeah.
And like
claws,
teeth. Yeah, they're kind of bred for that.
What would you wrestle? A honey badger?
No, they're pretty vicious. Maybe like a little like mole rat or something naked that I could get like a good bit of purchase on. It's small though.
Oh, I want it to be like a 50-50. Is there anything you think you could 50-50 against? What about like a chimpanzee?
Kangaroo.
You want to wrestle a kangaroo?
Yeah, because they actually like punch, right? There's that video of that dude like right hooking a kangaroo after it fought his dog.
Yeah, that did happen, yeah.
And I thought that was brilliant. And so I think, you know, that would certainly be the most entertaining.
A kangaroo.
Because like a bear as well, you got to bear this in mind. Hey.
Oh, your name's not Khabib, right? Khabib used to wrestle bears.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that. Oh no, sorry, chimp, that was the other one you gave. Dude, those things are like all muscle. They might not look like it, but they're all muscle. That would just tear my arms off. It wouldn't even be a fight.
All right, well, on the next Pasha card, we'll get Harry versus Kangaroo.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'll do it. Although, don't hold me to that legally. If you show up with a kangaroo and looking to get my signature, I probably won't.
Okay, well, I said the last round was important for ENCE, and they're live, and this fight right here very well could be. Spinks wins it out. Good flash work. Twist is down. Another opening in this one. Last round it was Rain. This round is Twist. Regardless, they're hitting the deck.
Yeah, how do you want to go about reclaiming this, right? Like, Karrigan could be the guy to do it, but he's having a bit of a rough game right now. And thus far, he's kind of been missing timings as opposed to finding them. I'm cautiously optimistic that this is looking all right. Hades kind of semi-considering toilets, but it's very lazily done. And Karrigan just heard him drop down. Oh, no, that's ugly. Karrigan. Why has he done that?
He's flubbed his lines, I think, is the technical term there, and now he's been punished for it. This game has just fallen through the fingers of FaZe, and probably not on that kill alone, but the fact that they're 2 men down, they're running into B. ropz is trying to draw things level, needs another. Rain gets it instead, and another through the smoke.
Oh, okay, Rain, he's given them a chance. Out of nowhere, there is another man in that smoke, and the concealed body runs in, denies the plot, double up, and Hades with 3. That is beautiful. Wow, Rain thought he'd done enough, but little did they know that smoke was concealing a whole bag of tricks for ENCE.
Jeez. Talk about 0 to 100. That round just was all over Red Rover for FaZe. They battle back in a massive way. They're on the bomb site doing their best. You see this spray from Karrigan there. You know the pressure's on him. He gets taken down with ease. And then that from Hades. What a massive play. What a massive play from Hades here. That is huge, and what a moment of the game to do it. Down to pistols now for FaZe. The economical shoot back on the other foot. Maybe not wearing shoes at this point.
Now you've sold them. You've sold everything you can to shift some merchandise in this round. Mac 10 for Karrigan, Deagle for Rain, and Contact for Snappi. There's not even an attempt at the trade. Karrigan just writes it off. It's a sunk cost of the round. It's a sign of the times. And FaZe has slowed. They can't even exec into B like they wanted to originally. They've had to grind to a halt, resort into boosts, to little gimmicks to try and steal a kill back. Is it going to work for old mate ropz? Good timing on the swing, and maden is on the receiving end of the Deagle.
Oh, Twist has found one as well. This is really not good. That was on a push, right? Spinks was really aggressive.
I don't even know when that just happened. Yeah, Twist caught him, I think, going through mid all the way.
It's gone all
through T-spawn again.
But they can go anywhere they want right now. A 4-on-3 situation has just fallen in the favor for FaZe. I know that their buy's not great. I know that they're just rocking this 1M4, but look what Twist has. He's got a smoke and a Molotov here. They can still piece something together. 30 seconds left. Feels like it's going to have to be B now. Smokes in the air, a molly towards barrel would be nice, and just, wow, the shoes have been spotted. That's the bomb spotter. They know it's going to be B.
Oh yeah, Hades is rotating down. You're about to run into 3 inside of this B site, so there's no time like the present to try and go in. Double hole, down in water. D here and Snappi back to back, brothers in arms, and it's the highway to hell. D dead. All right, Hades tries to swing out heaven.
They're getting the bomb.
6 seconds. You got to be fast, Karrigan. He's just, oh no, it's so wide. If he wanted to plant, he had to get on it then. And that leaves him in the prying eyes of that AWP.
Jeez, these rounds have been so close. The back and forth nature. It looks like it's over 1 second, then a couple of randy kills come on in. ropz with a dig, Twist with a Tech 9. They're running on into the site. and now a timeout taken here. This right here is going to be only the second timeout for FaZe as part of this comeback here. And, well, I say comeback, the game's really come at them, hasn't it? Snappi's great.
Dude, I know. He's so clean. Like, that little transfer really set them up for success. Dropped the bomb as well. He was the whole reason that Hades had a clutch this winnable teed up. And he never faltered. He never, you know, even though FaZe left that big silence to like cut off the info, make it useless, you know, make them panic about an A rotation. Oh, yeah, you can see the frustration setting in.
You don't see that with Karrigan.
No, not often. I mean, Roban even noticed it. Like, he was quick to sprint over and try to calm him down.
That's very rare.
That is not an everyday sight.
All right, well, can they turn things around here? Hear a little bit from the players now. Hopefully you at home can hear the same.
Oh, dude, Spinks' position. It's either going to be the first domino to fall or the potential just game-winning moment here, because they're out in mid, and while they're fixated on running down the toilet play, he's good for the first. Brokey is at least there to keep this even.
Look at this rotation. 2 players immediately evacuate B because maden has pushed all the way into T-spawn.
maden knows, all-seeing eye, and now Hades, he's aware of what's about to get dealt to him. He knows that they're not outside of B, so they are going to be coming A. He needs to get posted with the orb. D here might need a helping hand in the toilets. Oh, that's a flick, but only one. Snappi holds the line. They're ducking down Con.
Remember this flank, it's coming now. Maden's coming now. They're still going to be locked into this. If they commit towards A, maden will be behind them.
They ran back for a second, but they've recommitted. They've all in this one. Into Snappi. Into the play that ENCE are ready for because of this flank, which is getting ever closer, ever more present, is this wrap from maden. Snappi deals with Karrigan. It's only ropz in the clutch. Now, normally, you wouldn't put one of these rounds past him. But at a scoreline like this, they've been struggling. They've been struggling throughout. They need a little victory. They need a little win. And no one's giving anything over. Snappi is just lending as much time to maden as he physically can. Tap on the bomb, and there's the swing that seals the deal. Surely there just isn't time. And so it's 15 for ENCE as ropz crumbles under the pressure of the 1v2.
He just couldn't draw him out. Snappi wasn't giving him anything at all. Snappi has had an absolute blinder of a game. 24 kills for him. The impact, you felt it. You felt it throughout. The T side, remember the Galil spray, the transfer he had, the punishment, the calling on that T half. And now just one more round right now for ENCE. Down to pistols, down to Mac-10s, Galils. The buy is crushed for FaZe. ENCE can do this. They can get it done. A 3-map affair. Go in the distance right here. ENCE no slouch, the dark horse, showing up in a big way.
Yeah, man. I mean, considering ENCE, you know, there's a reason why we say they are the dark horse. They are this team that are seemingly capable of besting anyone. You know, like they can beat top opposition. Maybe they're not up there in the discussion all the time, but they're capable. A victory over FaZe to open the group. One of the kind of favorites to make it out after winning Katowice. This is no small feat for ENCE.
And I think they know it. They have just taken back-to-back timeouts. This is the first 2 timeouts that they've taken, right? On the CT side, they've just taken 2 back-to-back, so they've given themselves 60 seconds to talk through this final round, because you'd much prefer to get it done here than have to get it done in overtime. Neither team really has a bank going, right? If FaZe win the round, they're going to get whatever guns they have left and carry that through with the win bonus. If ENCE lose the round, they're going to have 1,400 loss bonus and nothing into the next round to play. So what can FaZe do? What can they bring to the table here? They've been gifted that 60 seconds to have a discussion as well. They need a great call. They need a great individual maneuver here. They just don't have the weapons for the job. Brokey's AWP, that was the CT side chat. 21 kills for him. He's been stunted in this half. Only 8 kills so far in the second half for poor Brokey.
I mean, their hopes and dreams now rely on a B play. Downside is Spinks has pushed long again. He's been doing this constantly. He already knows it's B, and so there's a lot of bodies to get past still. Karrigan and Twist get the opener. maden, they need to chase him down. Hades is providing this overwatch from back at Graffiti. Oh, it's starting to fall apart. It's starting to to unravel. ropz is out late from the short side, but they don't get past maden right away. And it's left in this 1v1. Spinks all the way from long to T-spawn. Another big flank. When, if ever, will the penny drop? ropz doesn't look aware, and Spinks has stolen away the series. There it is, 2-1 for ENCE as they best FaZe in their opening game of Group B. A tremendous victory, spearheaded by Snappi at the helm. Some phenomenal calling, some phenomenal outplays, and FaZe back to the